Hi, friends online. I wanted to talk a little bit about the spirit of rebellion, I guess. There's this thing that someone said to me once, and I was very drunk when I heard this, and so I vaguely remember, like, the surrounding conversation. This is years ago. And they were quoting someone else, they were paraphrasing. But they said that rebellion is one of the purest forms of spirit. And that stuck with me. Even though I was in an altered state, it was a person I didn't really know well, and it was just passing. Like, in passing, rather. And so, like, but it stuck with me because I always have felt a rebellious nature in myself. And as I've come to terms with accepting that more in myself, because the rebel me has wanted to rebel against being a rebel, which is so stupid. But it leads me to a very interesting understanding, at least of myself, and my own pure rebel spirit. And it's that rebellion isn't about breaking down structures. Rebellion isn't about siding with, the people trying to say do it opposite what we're doing now. But sure, rebellion can look like both of those, but the true spirit of rebellion is about being authentically yourself, no matter what anyone is saying, no matter what the norm is saying, no matter what the rebellion there is saying. It's about doing what feels true and good to you, no matter what. And that to me is what true rebellion is. It's not about saying fuck you to anyone. It's about saying I love you to yourself. And sometimes that I love you to yourself looks like a fuck you to other people, but it's not really about that. It's not malicious. And I think a lot of people give the word rebel and rebellion a bad rap because they think it's malicious. But it's not. It is genuine and authentically for the person who is rebelling's own good. That's what it is. And sure, there are ways to be kind about the needs of others and still be a little rebel. I think as we truly mature as someone who has like an innate pure rebel spirit, we understand that rebellion isn't about hurting others. It's about doing what feels good and right to us. And sometimes rebellion looks like growing a garden or befriending that person at work that hasn't really connected with anyone else, or helping a turtle cross the road. Sometimes that's the purest form of rebel spirit to me. Just doing what feels good and right to you, because and fuck what anyone else has to say about it, just because you see the need and you want to fill it. And it's not about conforming with anything external. Rebellion is the survival of the internal over the external in a way, and not in a way that will feel untrue to your essence of who you are and the good you want to do in the world, but in a way that all aligns and is necessary, I think. But I'm rambling. I've been a rebel without a cause for a lot of my life. Just rebelling for the sake of rebelling, and it doesn't always lead to good places in my experience. Sometimes there's a reason people are doing things the way they do them. It's because it works the best. And so it doesn't always work to just rebel for no reason. And I think too, if you're rebelling specifically against something you dislike, then by making what you dislike force you to choose the opposite of it, you're still letting it control you, even if you're the exact opposite, because you don't have space now to be who you might be, which might be a little mix of what they are and the opposite. Because in a world of duality, we have to understand that though the dual poles exist, those are just opposite ends of an entire spectrum of possibility, and so rebelling without a cause is not wise, in my opinion. As I've gotten older, I've found that having a cause to rebel just makes for a more fulfilling and meaningful rebellion. And yeah, so I think finding a way to orient that pure energy in a conducive way for yourself and everyone around you is the ultimate goal of the rebel spirit. To find a way to rebel that is better than what everyone else is saying. Um, and knowing deep down, having that faith in yourself to trust that you don't have to listen to anyone else because you do know what's right, and that you can listen to your own moral compass and it won't lead you astray. And that I think is really the true origin of the rebel spirit. And so I think it is sacred in its own way. And I just wanted to share a little bit of my reflections with people online. So thank you for listening. I really do appreciate anyone who puts in the time and energy to listen to little old me. I hope you find a way to rebel today that is satisfying and aids yourself and others. What's a quiet rebellion you can lead that will make the world a better place? I'm hoping to plant a seed in you, so and myself too, you know. I want to live in a healthy rebellion. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.